Hello and welcome to Valcori. In this video, we'll show you in 6 easy steps on how to get started. Step 1 after creating a team and an account is to add your suppliers. Now you add your suppliers by clicking on suppliers. So if you add supplier here, you can add an email, first name, last name, and a company name. Now you can also add groups here so that you can easily retrieve your suppliers later on. I'll add one supplier here and then we'll duplicate this a couple of times so that we have 4 suppliers. You see, this is our supplier overview and we are now ready to start tendering. Step 2, creating a tender. Now after adding your suppliers, you can go to the home screen and click the button Add New Tender. Once you do that, you can give the tender a name and a description. Once we added the tender, you see that the tender is created. We have created a tender. Now the next step is to start creating requests. Now requests can be 2 different things in Valcori, and if you click Add New Request, you see the difference. You can either launch a questionnaire, which is an RFI, or you can launch a sheet, which is an RFQ. For this purpose, we'll launch an RFI now. We'll give this RFI a name, round 1. We'll give it a start date and an end date, a deadline, and we can also add a small description here. Now, once we click Create here, you see that the request is added. In Valcori, every tender can consist out of multiple requests, so we'll add an RFQ here as well, so that we have 2 rounds in our tender. We have now created our RFI. Next step is to add questions to it. Now, the first step is to add a section. It can be a topic like quality, for example, and then you can add closed questions or open questions. Here I decide to pick questions from our template. We have ready-made quality questions, so I'll add them to our questionnaire. Once you click Add, you'll see they are added to the list. And from here on, you can further edit these questions and modify it to your likings. I'll also, for completeness sake, add another section of finance and select some finance questions from our template. Once we have added questions, we are ready to launch our request. You can launch a request by clicking on the blue button in the top right. The first step of the launch procedure, you can proofread your questions and check them once more before you launch. In a second step, they will ask you to upload documents. This is not obliged, but you can of course upload documents for your suppliers here. In the next step, you can add suppliers. Here at supplier level, you can also add a personal message that you can send to your supplier. He or she will receive this personal message in their email. It sometimes helps that you get more of a personal invite. The next step is then to edit your legal entity information. So this is really important. Suppliers will see your legal entity information and will know which entity is launching the tender. And in a final step, you can also proofread and check all the settings that you've done in the beginning. Are you ready? Then we will launch this request, and as from then, all suppliers will be invited to this first round of our tender. In the overview, you can also see that the status changed to live. Once your request is live, you can start managing it. If you click on a specific request and then go to suppliers, you see the status of all your suppliers, bounced, opened, published, and so on. You can even click details, and in the details you see contact person details, you see where they are in the process, and you can even, if you click on details, send an invitation reminder so that they get notified again of their invite. This was Valcori getting started in 6 steps. I hope it was useful, and I wish you best of luck with the tendering process.